I was standing in the grocery store the other day, and I was just staring at this wall of nut butters.
Oh, the dilemma.
It's a real thing. You've got a jar of almond butter that costs, I don't know, $14? 14.
Right.
And right next to it, the classic jar of peanut butter for like $3. And I'm just standing there thinking, is this almond butter actually better for me? Or am I just paying a trend tax?
It's the ultimate wellness upsell, isn't it? It's been positioned as the grown-up, healthier choice.
Exactly. So I didn't buy it. I grabbed the peanut butter. But then I went home, and I don't know, I felt a little guilty. Like I'd chosen the cheap, maybe less healthy option. So that's what I want to figure out today. Is almond butter a real nutritional upgrade, or is it just really good marketing? Because I need to know what I'm paying for.
It's a great question. And the answer, honestly, isn't as simple as, almonds good, peanuts bad. We've got a whole stack of research here. Nutritional profiles, chemical breakdowns, and we're going to strip away the branding. We're not looking at the label, we're looking at the biochemistry, because these are two very different fuel sources.
Okay. And I should say, I'm coming into this as a bit of a peanut butter apologist. I grew up on this stuff. It's comfort food. But, I'm willing to be proven wrong.
Fair enough.
So let's start with the big one. The main reason most of us eat nut butter in the first place. Protein.
Right. The muscle builder.
Yeah, and I feel like the sort of gym bro logic is that almond butter must have more protein because it's the healthier one.
And that is actually the first big misconception we need to clear up.
Wait, really?
Yeah. If you are looking strictly, and I mean strictly at the protein count, the expensive option loses.
No way.
It's a straight numbers game. Let's set the baseline. A standard serving, 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
You scoop out the peanut butter. You're getting somewhere between 7 and 8 grams of protein. Varies a little by brand, but that's the average.
That's pretty decent. That's about the same as a large egg.
Exactly. Now, you take that same scoop of almond butter. You're looking at 6, maybe 7 grams.
So I'm paying all that extra money to get less protein.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slim margin, only about a 1 gram difference.
Yeah.
But peanut butter does take the gold medal here. And it makes sense when you think about it. Peanuts aren't actually tree nuts, they're legumes. Biologically, they're closer to beans and lentils, which are just naturally higher in protein.
That makes so much sense. So if my only goal is grams of protein per dollar, peanut butter wins.
Oh, it's not even a competition. It absolutely destroys almond butter on that metric.
Okay, I feel a little vindicated, but I'm guessing it's not just about the raw number. Isn't there something about protein quality, like amino acids?
There is, and that's where we add a little nuance. Neither one is a complete protein like you'd get from meat or eggs. They're both missing certain essential amino acids.
Okay.
But for plant sources, they're both very high quality. And because the quantity is so similar, that 1 gram difference, I mean, you're not going to make or break your muscle gains over it.
Right. So protein is basically a tie or maybe a slight win for the cheap stuff.
Slight win.
Yeah.
So.
Where is all that money going? Why are nutritionists so obsessed with almonds if not for the protein?
The money is going toward the micronutrients. This is where the story completely flips. If protein is the headline, micronutrients are the fine print. And this is where almond butter really starts to justify its price tag.
I was looking at the breakdown in our sources, and the numbers they're kind of wild. It's not like 10% more of something. It's like 300% more.
It's huge. Let's just start with vitamin E. This is a really powerful antioxidant. It protects your cells from damage from the wear and tear of just living.
Right.
Peanut butter has some. It's not a 0. But almond butter has 3 times as much.
3 times. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And that's a big deal because vitamin E isn't always easy to get in your diet unless you're eating a lot of nuts and seeds. So that one swap gives you a major boost.
Okay, that's one. What's next?
Iron.
Which is huge for energy, right?
Vital for it. It carries oxygen in your blood. If you're low on iron, you feel sluggish, you feel tired. Almond butter has twice the iron of peanut butter.
Twice. Okay, so if you're feeling that 3 p.m. slump, maybe the almond butter is a better choice.
It could actually provide a real physiological benefit there. But the stat that really stops people is the calcium.
Yeah, that one shocked me. I don't think of nuts for bone health. I think of milk.
And this is the aha moment for most people. Almond butter contains 7 times more calcium than peanut butter.
7? Are you serious?
7 times.
But is that actually a meaningful amount of calcium? Or is it just 7 times a tiny number?
No, it's significant. It's not a full glass of milk, of course. But for anyone on a plant-based diet or just, someone who's moving away from dairy, That is a huge contribution to your bone health.
And peanut butter has, well, basically none?
It's negligible. It's almost a rounding error. So in this category, almond butter isn't just a little better, it's a completely different class of food.
That's actually really compelling. Because I am definitely not drinking 3 glasses of milk a day anymore.
Exactly. So when you ask what you're paying for that nutrient density. You're paying for a food that works harder for you on a cellular level.
Got it. They both have other good stuff though, right? Like magnesium and zinc.
Oh, absolutely. They both provide magnesium, potassium, zinc. They're both good foods. But when you get into the specifics, almond butter is it's chemically superior on that vitamin and mineral front.
Okay. So round 1, protein, went to peanut butter. Round 2, vitamins, definitely goes to almond butter.
Without a doubt.
Now, what about fat? This is where I get confused. Because they're both basically jars of fat.
They are. They're calorie dense, for sure. But the key here is the type of fat. This is where we get into heart health.
And the magic word is monounsaturated, right?
That is the hero of this story, yes. Monounsaturated fats are linked to all the good stuff. Lower inflammation, better cholesterol, reduced risk of heart disease.
And both have them.
Both have them. But almonds are the king of monounsaturated fats.
Yeah.
It's about the ratio.
Okay, explain that.
So peanut butter has a bit more omega-6 fatty acid compared to almonds. Omega-6s aren't bad. We need them. But in our modern diets, we tend to get way too many of them, which can be inflammatory.
Ah, so it's about the balance.
Precisely. The almond has a cleaner, more heart-protective fat profile. So if you have a family history of heart issues or you're worried about inflammation, the almond butter is a legitimately safer bet.
It's not just a trend then, it's a strategic choice.
Based on the lipid profile, yes.
Yeah.
It's the more cardioprotective option.
Okay, let's pivot to the thing everyone really wants to know about, weight loss. Because it seems so counterintuitive. Why am I eating a food with almost 200 calories and 2 spoonfuls if I'm trying to lose weight?
It's the great paradox of nutrition, right?
Yeah.
We used to think it was just calories in, calories out, but now we know that satiety, that feeling of fullness, matters just as much.
And this is where almond butter has another trick up its sleeve.
It does. And that trick is fiber.
Right, our sources highlighted that. Almond butter has more fiber than peanut butter.
Significantly more.
And I get that fiber makes you feel full, but can a couple of extra grams really make that much of a difference?
It really can. Think about what's happening inside your body. When you eat fiber, especially with fat and protein, it physically slows down how quickly food leaves your stomach.
So you don't get that big blood sugar spike.
Exactly. You get a much slower, more stable release of energy. You don't get the spike and then the crash an hour later that has you reaching for a cookie.
So it's about what happens after the snack.
That's it. With the higher fiber and the healthier fats, almond butter just keeps you satisfied for longer.
It's like a strategic investment of calories. You're using those 200 calories to buy yourself, say, 3 hours of not feeling hungry.
That is a perfect way to describe it. So even though the calorie count on the label is basically identical for both.
Which they are, right? About 190, 200 calories.
Yep, pretty much a wash. But the effective calorie impact might be lower with almond butter because you just end up eating less food overall during the day.
That makes sense. I find I can eat like half a jar of peanut butter in one sitting, but with almond butter, I just stop sooner. It feels heavier.
That's your body's satiety signals working correctly. That's the fiber and fat doing their job.
But this is a huge, but it all falls apart if you buy the wrong kind. We have to talk about reading the labels.
This is the most critical piece of practical advice. This is the trap.
The health halo, right?
Yeah.
You see almond on the front and assume it's good for you, so you don't even check the back.
Exactly. And you have to read the back of the jar.
So what are we looking to avoid?
2 things. Sugar and hydrogenated oils. Nuts are savory. They have almost no natural sugar. But brands dump in cane sugar, corn syrup, you name it. And suddenly your healthy snack has more sugar than a candy bar.
And that completely cancels out the blood sugar benefit we just talked about.
Completely neutralizes it. And the second thing is added oils. Palm oil, hydrogenated vegetable oils.
The stuff they add to make it no stir, which I have to admit is convenient. I hate dealing with that oil slick on top of the natural stuff.
It's a mess, I get it. But that separation is actually a sign of quality. It means the only ingredient is nuts. When you add those other oils, you're adding processed fats into what should be a very clean product.
So what's the rule?
The ingredient list should have 1 word, 2 at most. Almonds, or almonds, salt. If you see a whole paragraph, put it back on the shelf.
So deal with the oil slick. Got it. Any tips for that?
Store the jar upside down in your pantry. It helps a lot.
Pro tip. Okay, let's land the plane here. We've got peanut butter winning on protein and obviously price. Almond butter is the clear champion for vitamins, minerals, heart-healthy fats, and satiety.
That's a good summary.
So how do you decide? Is it worth the money? Because 7 times the calcium is great, but 4 times the price is painful.
It's an economic decision as much as a nutritional one. I think we can break it down based on your goals. There's no single winner for everybody.
Okay, let's try. So who should stick with classic peanut butter?
If you're on a tight budget, first and foremost. Or if you're an athlete and your primary goal is just cramming in as much protein as possible for the lowest cost.
Right.
Just buy the natural version. It is not a bad food. It's a great energy-dense staple. You're getting, 90% of the utility for a quarter of the price.
Fair enough. And who should make the upgrade to almond butter?
If you're looking for that maximum nutrient density, if you're actively trying to lose weight and need that extra satiety to prevent overeating, or if you have concerns about heart health, or you don't eat dairy and you need that calcium boost.
So for those specific goals, it's not a scam.
Not at all. It's a superior tool for those jobs. You are paying for the multipliers, the vitamin E, the iron, the calcium.
It's like buying premium gas for your car. If you're just commuting, regular is fine. If you're racing, maybe you need the good stuff.
That's a great analogy. But our sources also suggest a third way, which I think is probably the smartest approach for most people.
But the middle way.
Just rotate them. Why do we have to be monogamous with our nut butters?
That's so true. We pick a team and we stick with it. Team peanut or team almond.
Right. The best strategy is to alternate. Buy a jar of natural peanut butter this grocery trip. Next time, get the almond butter. Maybe cashew butter after that.
And that way you cover all your bases.
You cover your nutritional bases, you get the diversity of fats and minerals, and you average out the cost over time so it doesn't feel like such a hit to the wallet. Plus, your gut microbes love the variety.
Dietary diversity. It's one of those things that's easy to say and hard to do, but this is a super simple way to actually do it.
It's a perfect example. So yeah, mixing it up might be the healthiest choice of all.
Okay, so the final verdict is, don't let the price scare you, but also don't feel guilty if you've got peanut butter in your pantry.
As long as it's the natural kind, yes. Natural peanut butter is a fine staple. Natural almond butter is a fantastic, nutrient-dense upgrade. Use them both.
I think that's a perfect takeaway. I will probably still complain about the price of almond butter, but at least now I know what I'm paying for. It's not just a fancy label, it's actual iron and calcium.
Knowledge makes the spending just a little less painful.
A little. Before we wrap, I just want to leave everyone with one final thought. We all get so stuck in our grocery ruts, We walk the same aisles, buy the same brands. Next time you're in that aisle, just for fun, pick up the jar you don't usually buy, turn it around, actually read the nutrition label. It's amazing what you learn when you stop looking at the marketing and start looking at the data.
Be a skeptical shopper.
Exactly. Shake things up. Well, that is it for our deep dive into the sticky, delicious world of nut butters. And as always, please remember that this is for informational purposes.
Right. We are not your doctors. If you have specific dietary needs, allergies, or health concerns, please consult a qualified medical professional.
Thanks for listening. Go stir your natural nut butter, and we'll catch you on the next one.